it's me, Mandy. Welcome to Tuesday Tutorial Transformation Tuesday. Today is about to happen. We have Ashley, you guys know her. We've done so many videos together because I can't avoid not to because look how pretty she is. But really quick, we have a little bit of a long intro we want to talk about real fast. So Ashley is here today to do something really cool and kind of sentimental. Her mom was diagnosed with cervical cancer. So sad, and a month ago I actually had colored her mom's hair. Beautiful, gorgeous, thick, long hair. And her mom the other day had woken up with all her hair, not all of her hair, but a majority of her hair left on her pillowcase. And so Ashley was like, oh my gosh, Mom, let's cut your hair. So Ashley actually took some scissors and took off like most of all her hair, probably like what, 14 inches off, because her hair was like this long. Anyways, so Ashley cut her mom's hair and they had like a little family party, right? And it was super fun for her. Ashley's like, I felt like a little hairdresser. Ashley today is doing a really big surprise for her mom. She wants her mom to feel not left out. And so she is cutting 10 inches off her hair. Ashley's super excited for a good change, so this is a good time to do it. So we're gonna take off a little bit below the collarbone haircut for her, which is all of this hair off, which honestly is a lot of hair. It is a lot of hair for someone who's been growing their hair out for a really long time and who is attached to their hair. So her doing this is honestly like gonna make her mom just so happy. And not only is Ashley doing it, her other sister is doing it, and she also has long, beautiful hair just like Ashley. So both of the daughters are cutting their hair and they're wanting their mom to feel a little bit like, we all don't have a lot of hair now. So that's kind of fun. So are you nervous to do it though, Ashley? Like, are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, what's your feelings about cutting?
I have butterflies. I'm really nervous.
You know, it's even though it's only 10 inches, that's still a lot of hair to cut off. So today, we're mainly gonna focus about a really cute, textured, like kind of one length lob kind of style today on her haircut today. And then we are going to color it. Let's get going and let's cut this off, guys. Step when you cut hair, and a lot of it, you want to take a little clear ponytail, and what I like to do is I'm always going to start where the hair actually is parted the most, which is down the middle for Ashley. Then I like to take the sides and I kind of like to tuck them out just a teeny tiny bit so the hair is a little longer in the front so I have room to play around with the texture. And then I'm going to measure out. I already know I want to take 8 inches off at first, and then we'll end up taking about 10 inches. So my styling comb here is 8-inch comb. So here's 8 inches, and then again, we're gonna have room to play with her hair when we cut more off. Alright you guys, so here's Ashley's hair cut 8 inches off. We're not finished with the haircut, but now next step is talking about the color. So we're actually gonna take Ashley's hair and transform it over to a little bit more of a fall look. We're gonna take a lot of this dark tone and bring it down, drag it down, still keep out some of the blondes. But the biggest trick of this is when you have a client who has a lot of blonde in her hair and she's like, I wanna go more on the darker version but still keep out some of the blonde pieces, there's a major technique that goes down into that. So we're gonna talk about that as we're doing the technique, as we're doing our hair. So we're gonna be just using a Shades EQ, which is demi-permanent. The reason why we're using Shades EQ is because we want this to be more of a lived-in color. We want this to gradually wash and kind of fade out. It's still gonna stain her hair. It's still gonna be darker, but the permanent color we're not gonna add in because we wanna keep it more, more subtle and more as time goes, it's gonna kind of keep looking more lived in color. So we're gonna go to the color bar, we're gonna mix the formula up together, and then we're gonna talk about the technique once we get there. Okay, we're back here at the color bar. I'm using my Fermar scale, which is the cutest, and you can order that. I will link the website below to get that. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to measure out the color. I have a lot of different colors right now that I'm formulating. And this is why, okay? So normally when you're taking a client 3 shades darker, you should always be filling in the hair, right? There's 2 different ways of doing that. You can be very, very proper and you can fill the hair with an actual filler. I actually am not going to do that because in my experiences of doing hair for a really long time, I have learned color formulating and adding in warm tones in with your formula will just do the trick just for you. So that's why when you go in here and you're going to fill the hair but still formulate the actual color for the hair, you're allowed to do that, okay? So the first color we're going to be using is 6CB. I'm going to be just doing a 1/2 ounce on every single color besides one. And I'll tell you the color we're going to be doing the more of. 06GI. And notice I'm using 6 levels, 6T, okay? Her request is to not be warm, not be ashy, but be neutral. So I just added 2 warm tones in her hair in the formula. So now we're going to go in here and add in a very cool tone formula. And I'm using 0.5 of that. The next color is 7NB. This color is the color I want majority of her entire hair. So I'm going to be using 1.5 ounces. And then I'm going to be using 9G to fill. Just a teeny tiny bit, 0.5 ounces. Now, because Shades EQ is pretty liquidy and because I'm using this as a base color, I'm going to be using the color thickener just to kind of thicken up the color just a teeny bit. 1 ounce of that. Whatever kind of goes off of your liking with your consistency is what you'll use. I'm going to be using Crystal Clear to make it very glossy, very shiny, but also diluting. And now Shades EQ 5% processing solution. So we've got a lot of color up in here. All right, as I'm mixing this up, this color is going to be oxidizing as it's in the bowl. The first thing I do want to do is I'm going to do a test strand on her hair and make sure everything comes out the way I want it to. So this tone, you see how that Shades EQ is usually very liquidy, but now we have like the consistency of gel. This is what that color thickener does for you, which is super nice. So we're gonna take a section of this hair really quick. First things you're gonna do is take your gloves and put these gloves on. These are a little huge for me, but I have to tell you guys something. Gloves, as all hairdressers say, they're so annoying. I like mine bigger so I don't feel like I'm claustrophobic, okay? So I'm gonna just take this section right here in the middle of the back, and you see where it already has some blondes in there? What we're gonna do is we're gonna just lay this all over, and the thing that's great about Redken Shades EQ is the second it hits the hair, it oxidizes onto the hair. So we know after 2 minutes it's going to be that color, but as it sits on the hair longer, then that's where it's gonna last longer. And I'll explain that to you guys here in just a minute. But as the color is in here, I'm gonna make sure this is a perfect neutral, not too warm, not too ashy, just a perfect tone. The blonde that she has in her hair now is like a level 12. Now we're taking this down to a level 7. So we're actually bumping this down 7 shades, you guys. So that's why filling the hair is very, very important. So I lean this on a foil, you guys, just so I can really see the true color of it. And it looks like a perfect neutral to me. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed and we're gonna get on with the whole technique. All right, you guys, so how I'm gonna be placing this color is I'm gonna be kind of doing it a little bit different. Most of the time you go in here and you apply all the hair color all over the hair, but I'm gonna be doing it as sections go. So what I'm gonna be doing in the back here is I'm gonna be diagonally going up the back of the hair. Now, this is the biggest question. People are like, how do you convert a blonde to like a fall pretty color, okay? So I'm going to be telling you how I'm gonna do it, and there's no right or wrong way of doing it, but it's the way that makes sense to me. So I always take a foil because I know that this blonde color is gonna hit on top of that dark color I already added on. So that's why I do that. So now this section here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be basing her. So all this color will go all on top of her hair until I stop it and drag it down to where I want it to stop, okay? So again, using Shades EQ, and I'm pulling it down to where her hair is already dark. Now, the pieces that I want to have left out, okay? I'm being very careful by not touching the blonde hair already. So I'm gonna be done with that section. Just pull my hands out, wipe off your hands, I'm going to take this and I'm going to weave out a few pieces, okay? Alright, you guys, so we are here onto the side of the hair. I just went through and I just covered up the top of her hair, the zone 1 section, and I'm working my way diagonally, and I'm going to be doing it off of sections again. So I'm taking all of this hair and customizing where I want the blondes to stay and then where I want the dark tones to be. And again, Ashley's requested to not have a ton of blondes left out. So what you guys see in the foils are the blondes that I'm going to leave out of the hair. So I wanted to tell you guys a little trick. And I think I've mentioned this before in my videos, but Shades EQ, because it's semi-permanent, 1 minute is 1 wash, pretty much is what they go off of, okay? So the longer Shades EQ stays on the hair, that's actually better for the hair, depending on how long you want it to last. So we are going to process her completely full length, which is going to be 20 minutes. Once her hair's all done. So far though, it's going very good. You can choose to do this any different way. You can go and base her and then go and do all like your little baby lights and stuff you're gonna do. But I'm doing it as I go just because it makes more sense to me to do that. So I'm just adding the base, using my hands, windshield wiper method, going back and forth, dragging back and forth just like this, and letting go of that hair, wiping my hands off. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to kind of go through here in this little section. I'm gonna keep some of this blonde tone out, but I'm gonna go up through here through the base, zone 1, and I'm weaving the teeniest little baby light weave you'll ever see. So this little section right here, I'm going to take that, drag it down, take a foil, and I'm going to just make sure this stays very organized. Let that go to the side. Take this section I weave out, which is considered the subsection, and I'm going to take that and drag down that tone all the way through. So we really don't want tons of blondes. Again, remember that. So it's kind of, you know, one of those things where less is more with the blonde. Making sure this is so saturated because her blonde is very porous, and so every time you add in an all-over color, it's going to soak it up just like a sponge. So you want to make sure the saturation is on point. Okay, now we're going to head up to the next section. Again, wiping my hands off because look, I'm touching blonde hair now. You want to make sure your hands are always wiped off. Taking diagonal sections for a better layout and for a a better way of falling. Okay? Going through here, I'm going to leave out the front of her hair for just a minute because I really need to customize that section. And doing the same, you know, repetitive thing, making sure her hair is all freshened up on the base and taking it from zone 1 to zone. So when I talk about zones, you guys, let me explain to you what that is, okay? Zone 1, which is right here where I'm painting, is the base. Zone 2 is when you start getting to the midsection of the hair, which I'm now on zone 2, and zone 3 is the ends. So I like to go off the zones. That's just my Redken way I talk and what I've learned and what works best for me. So I'm taking that and I'm going to just again customize this section here. Perfect. Okay, so this section I'm actually going to now cover. Okay, so this section I'm rotating the subsection and what I weave out. So I did the subsection before, now I'm doing this section dark that I actually weaved out. And then taking that to the side, making sure it's not touching blonde, wiping off my hands. Taking this section now, taking my comb, brushing it through for a seamless layout. So this color right here is not staying this blonde. I'm going to be toning this down. guys, so we have processed Ashley for 20 minutes total when it was all finished. And now what we're gonna be doing is we are pulling out all of these foils that are blonde. And we are going to be rinsing her hair in very cool water so that way her blondes don't bleed on, the brown does not bleed onto the blonde. Alright you guys, I have rinsed her hair out, and now before shampoo and conditioning, I am actually using Redken Color Chromatics Ultra Rich line, and I'm taking the blondes down to a level 7. So before, as you guys saw, her blondes were about a level 12. So we're gonna just take them a little bit, tone them down a little bit, and we're gonna just do more of a neutral color. So I actually just mixed up 7N and 7NB. And it's going to be beautiful. So we're just toning them all down, and so they're not so like bam, you know? And I'm using a permanent color line, so that way this does not fade out of her hair. It's gonna stay a really beautiful 7 level blonde. So now I'm just applying this toner all the way through just her ends. I don't need to touch the base at all. And we're going to let this sit for only about 10 minutes on her blondes. Then we're gonna give her a good Olaplex treatment and wash her out with my Monate products. And then we're going to finish up her cut and style, and we'll be good. hair, we are finished with the beautiful Victoria's Secret model, Ashley. Look at this. Can you just look at this? We're kind of freaking out. We absolutely love everything about it. The length, the color, all the things today we did. Turn your head to the side. Other side. Yep. So if you guys can see this color, look how beautiful. She requested a beautiful blondish honey tone, and that's exactly what we got. So that seamless color going from the base to zone 2 to zone 3, amazing. We took her platinum blonde level 12 down to a level 7, and we love everything about it. Turn to the other side. Look at these cute tousled curls. As you guys saw, I just wrapped the curling iron twice and let those ends out for that tously, beachy, cute tone. Turn back all the way to the behind. Look at this length. We have very healthy ends, and we did a razor cut onto those ends so it wasn't such a step coming off of her hair. Because you know when you cut your hair and those ends are just too thick? Pull your hair back for me, like up a little bit. Yes. Look how cute that ponytail is. We love the cute little short ponytail. Turn around for me. And now look down. Okay. Look how beautiful that grow out's going to be for her. She has no harsh lines whatsoever. And it's kind of sad because she won't have to be here that much to color, but we will be trimming up her ends because you do need to do that with this type of haircut. Anyways, guys, listen. I love Tuesday tutorials. They're so much work, but I love them so much. And if you guys learn anything from me, I need to know. Comment below, let me know all the things you're learning, because this is why I'm doing what I do, to teach you guys a little trick or two. How cute is Ashley for cutting off 10 inches for her cute little mom that has no hair on her head now? I hope you guys love those pictures that we showed you before, and give us a big fat thumbs up for that, and honestly comment and let Ashley know all the good vibes and let her know how cute her hair is, because we're literally obsessed. Anyways, guys, love you so much. Subscribe to the video, and I will see you on the next Tuesday tutorial.